Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I am here today continuing to tape haul videos because otherwise I can't move. So, I think a lot of us encounter things like this in our travels, and I kind of neaten them up and put them, in elastics for the time being. Some of these might get wound onto cards or bobbins, but so two different colors of tulle. Obviously, this one is coarser than the other, but they all work just fine. Things like this. Now, I ended up cutting off a fuzzy end and tying a knot, thinking that, if this phrase, which I was helping it along here, then that's just fine, but at least the whole darn thing won't unravel. So I keep things like this together with, my thinking is that they are potential journal ties. So that's where that will go. Piece of lace. So something this short, I'm not going to bother filing. I'm just going to keep it nearby and use it in, within days. Some black, what is this exactly? Well, it's kind of rick-rackish looking, but it's not. It's a little woven thing and obviously black. This was the ribbon that I salvaged off that mystery item, that mystery paper item. Let me just show you. Oh dear. So you can see I haven't put some of the other things very far away. So remember there was a ribbon threaded through that center hole. So that's what that is. Now, something like this, it almost looks orange. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If it was a true red, I'd put it with Christmas stuff. This is some sort of ribbon that was, I don't know, it's unusual, but again, a small enough piece that a person should use it up right away. This is probably kind of bookmark length or whatever. So again, that should be used soon. This is really, old when burgundy and these sorts of layered effects were done. I think I'll put this with my Victorian journal stuff. A little itty bitty something, piece of green, some yellow satin, this gold braid, which is lovely. And this, I've never seen this before. So it's twill tape. Let me find the open end here. Sorry. On one side is a hook, and on the other side is an eye, all the way down. So I guess maybe somebody with some dressmaking experience may be able to tell us in the comments what the application is here. You can see that the side with the hook is wider. But I just thought, if all else fails, wouldn't that be kind of an interesting, maybe page edging in a sewing journal or something? I could see, well, this is kind of not very attractive stuff, but, maybe there's a way to thread something, a fiber or something through there, tack it in with glue in places. I don't know. That was just a first guess. So, again, if you know what this is or what its intended purpose is, I'd appreciate knowing because, it's all about continuing to learn. Okay, I'm going to push this off to the side and show you a few more things. Got a wee bit of fabric, and there's nothing, it's okay. The pieces are small, which is probably a blessing in disguise. Okay, so these, what are they, about 4 inches maybe? Yeah, 4 inches. So I found these in a bin just the way they are. And they're cute and they're, they're interesting. So what, like, I don't find this a particularly pleasing combination or anything. So what I would probably do is pick the stitches and separate them into 8 smaller pieces. If it looked a little better to my eye, I guess they could have been, wrapped around a page edge or something. But when colors are, again, kind of weirdly matched, I just prefer to fix it. This is just a piece of, I don't know, muslin, I guess, and somebody backstitched this leaf pattern on here. So, of course, that can be used in some context. Now, I have to say, I had a number of Aunt Martha's embroidery kits listed in my Etsy shop, and they are, 1 or 2 or 3 at a time. They are selling like I don't understand. I mean, I'm grateful, but I don't understand. So, again, just this morning, I woke up to a new order. This one is actually, I haven't packed it yet, but this one is Hillbilly Romance. So, kind of comical or whatever. I went through my other kits and found more that are open but intact. So I'll be adding that to my listing. But based on my unscientific research or experience, there is something going on with these kits. Like maybe I've underpriced them. I don't know. But anyway, that's all good news. Okay. This is an unusually an unusual shape remnant piece of lace. So it's got jagged corners and so on. I cut a chunk off too because these colors, of course, would be perfect to add to or to embellish more of the Holly Hobby stuff that I did in a recent video. So maybe I should just cut another little weird hunk off, because honestly, when it's when things are such a peculiar shape, it's hard to even find a way to fold it so it looks other than a dog's breakfast. I had a heck of a, not that you care or can do anything about it, I had a heck of a time falling asleep last night. And I think part of the problem was that I was cold, which, again, not your problem. Anyway, let me just pause and take off this top layer, because I woke up in the middle of the night. I added a layer, and that's when I seem to be able to fall asleep. I just don't understand. The eastern part of the country is in the middle of a heat wave, and I think Edmonton's high yesterday was 14, so that's unseasonably cool. This is interesting, I thought. Gold on black. So again, I'll just add this to where I stash my lace. I picked up this tie because those symbols kind of remind me of peacocks or peacock feathers. I mean, they're not, clearly they're not, but sometimes the illusion or the right colorway is all you really need. So I think what I'll do, because it's not very usable to me in this way, and it just feels like polyester. There is no, oh, was that a label? There is, oh, I've never seen that before. I guess this is a stiffening thing. Anyway, I will take this apart and have that piece of fabric to work with. So I'll add that to a different pile. My homework pile. It's not a secret that I love purple. I don't think I'm going to unfold this because it too is an odd shape. I just thought this was very different. So sometimes what I gravitate to is mixing things up in unexpected ways, and maybe the common link will just be color. So this is a far cry from, say, pansy fabric, or a spring lilac color, or whatever, but the common element will be the color, and little doses of it, or actually working it into a slow stitch project. This was I love these kinds of patterns. Throw in a paisley and a floral and maybe a little gold outline, and you've got me. So small piece, again, easy to use up quick like. This feels, it's not linen. I don't know what this would have been called back in the day or even today, but I thought it was a nice pale color. I could see this being used in a baby boy journal, because I got baby journals on the mind, or any place else that you need a soft blue. So that's good. Now this, to me, I can't decide if it's wool or if it's that boucle kind of feel. It's very, very soft. It is lovely. There's a fair bit of it here. So again, this is the kind of color that makes me so happy. And then finally, a sheer piece of sort of this taupey color. So, and one more thing, but I didn't want to open it till you guys were here. This was tied, let's just slip that off. So I didn't open this up to see what's what. I had peeked inside and seen that it included more than one design. Let's hope it's more than 2 designs. Looks like a solid and a plaid for sure. Oh, so it looks like it's a solid and a plaid. Again, and a dot. Well, that's nice. Who doesn't love a little dot? Okay, so because this came as it is, I will keep it as such, and it kind of, the thinking has been done, and maybe if 3 colors aren't enough to say, for instance, put together a cover for slow stitch or something like that, I would look through my own scraps to find other bits that would work in. And it's almost like a periwinkle blue. I don't know how it's coming across on your screen, but that is that. Okay. I probably should have shown this yesterday. And I cut this into smaller size pieces. This is a clear, I don't know, are these called Klingons or something? So it's yes, it's sticky, but it's also clear in the sense that it might have been intended as a wall, a decorative element on a wall. But of course, I love this pattern, and I think I'll just throw this in with my black and white stuff, or I can see this working really nicely. Where did I put those things? Mind you, that's going to be too busy. This was in the last video. That's part of a paper. This one is kind of grungy. Anyway, if we can try to imagine that on there, that might not work. That's probably that's a pattern overload. Anyway, I have used these sorts of things in the past, and they are a great shortcut for getting something. Ah! You heard that, right? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I better not. Sorry, I just need to move some of this stuff away so I don't roll over it with my chair and do more damage. Okay. I have a million of these gauzy type bags. I don't know why I took this one, but I did. And incidentally, if you have a lot of this kind of stuff too, a long time ago, I did a video on using these things up, and there were, if I do say so myself, there were some pretty good ideas. So I'll add this to my gauze bag thing. This is absolutely awful. Obviously a homemade job. This fabric itself feels funny. I don't know what's what here, but there's some awful stitching. Didn't line up the edges, 2 rows of stitching, left all this, made a impromptu or a kind of a poor casing. So, I mean, this, if I were inclined to do a white and gold journal, this would make a great cover because there's some heft to it and some resilience. So anyway, that's another homework piece of thing. A little Christmas bag. This will go with the Christmas stuff. This is a very soft thing. I don't know. It's almost like flannelette or something. I don't know what this... I'll just add it to my little bag collection. This is obviously purple, and it is from the jewelry place, Silpata. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This I thought was a very interesting bag. I guess intended for a wine bottle, but it's got that sheer panel. And this almost, the British would say Hessian, kind of a burlappy feel. So I think I would take this apart as well. Although I could also see it making rather an interesting cover for a tall skinny. So I don't know. That needs a little bit of pondering. That's probably blinding you. It's just a sort of a bronzy colored wine bag. And I thought this one was cute. Pick me, squeeze me, stomp me, make me wine. So again, love the burgundy. You know, I'm sort of collecting some wine stuff. So I'm sure I will be cutting this on the seams and figuring out a way to use this. And of course, both sides are the same. And there's the little attached card that has the same message. So let's put this aside now. I'll save the best for the last. I have a number of rolled up things here. Whoopsie. The problem with rolled up things is they like to escape. And I better not forget to show the absolute best. Okay, love this color. And this is just, you know, sort of that dollar store stuff that you can find. Is it sticky or is it... Yeah, it's sticky. So I think the intention is, you know, to cover unsightly things or, you know, stick it in the bottom of drawers or whatever. So I have drawers that I could line this with. Usually I like to use scented drawer paper instead if it's an old piece of furniture and maybe could use a bit of pleasant scent. Back in the day, I also... Now, did I keep the backing? I think I kept the backing on. I attempted a journal cover with this stuff, and I think it is somewhere among my millions of journal covers. So, again, I have a couple of taller containers, you know, baskets or hampers or whatever, that I put these kind of longer rolls into. This is, well, now at that point it's sticking to itself. This part isn't, well, maybe it's got a bit of stick to it. So this is probably just an older version of drawer liner or shelf liner. Remember how when cupboards were rough and so on back in the day, people used to line their shelves in their cupboards so that the in and out of the plates and so on didn't ruin either the painted, well, it would have been a painted finish on cupboards back at that time, before the advent of MDF, the bane of our existence. Now, I should be trying to flatten this out. This is a bit of wallpaper border. I should probably roll. No, I should just try to flatten. Okay, I'm going to put these under my my mat here, but you can see that this is pretty and there isn't much of it, so I'll do that after. This is interesting in that, and I just rolled it with the good side out. On the back it says Coro Tint, genuine Coro Tint made in Canada. So you can see that it's like corrugated cardboard. I don't know, I don't imagine that's supposed to come off. No, I don't think so. But you can't fool me. Coral, corrugated, tint, meaning color. So that's a buttery yellow, and I think that is just lovely. I think it would be great as the part of a journal topper idea, because of course it's got that base color, which could of course also be you know, modified with ink or paint or whatever if you wanted to. I don't know what this is, but I took it anyway. So it's a, whoops, don't lose the elastic. It's got this red border. So I don't know if this would have been like a plant wrap or something, but you know, it could take the place of, oh, you know what I could do with it, just to make sure it doesn't stay in a roll for another year, is cut this into a signature sized, or two maybe, page, and use it that way. You know, trim it shorter, and each one would have a bit of that reddish burgundy border, and then I know that it's been used up. Okay. How are we doing for time? I do have, oh goodness, 22 minutes. Okay, I'm going to stop after this wallpaper thing because that other pile is fairly big. Oh, I've shown you that one. And then I don't know why these things were rolled up like this, but there are other borders. So obviously, I don't know if this came from somebody's samples. And there's no USA, CNA wall covering, swan border. So I don't know, you know, why they're the different colorways. You'd almost think that maybe it came out of some guy's sample. But did anyone ever do door-to-door sales? Like, I don't know. Would there be salesmen that visited? Oh, so this one is the same as this one, different color. Would a salesman have ever visited a paint and wallpaper store? You'd think not, but who knows? Maybe for the time being, I'll just loosely roll these guys so they would, you know, stop curling that way. And then I'll put this under a weight, because that's what I do whenever I find wallpaper border rolls. They're so tightly wound, like some of us, that they need to be, you need to train them the other way. Okay, and then there's this. I didn't look to see what this was. It's probably all the same. I like these borders that sort of have the, whoops, the die cut. Oh no, it's two different things. Or is it three different things? I love these. Look at those. I think that's magnolia. You know, to me, these are sort of 80s colors. Peonies. Oh, hey, for the peony journal. I could fussy cut around some of these. Peony journals, plural. And then this one. And I love these sort of scalloped edges in, you know, when you create signature pages out of them. So, well, after the fact, I'll either cut them up into signature size pieces or I'll set them aside for fussy cutting. So that is cool. But the crescendo, the pinnacle, the absolute best thing, I don't know if I would say this is the best thing I've ever found, because I found some good stuff, is a decent sized piece of vintage wallpaper. Like, that just never happens to a girl like me. So it was a real sloppy, loose roll, but I did put, and it's 2 pieces, I did put this together yesterday, so it was more manageable. Is that not, I mean, you know, I'm not so sure about that green, but hey. And of course, it just has the, you know, the unpasted background. And to me, that just spells vintage. I didn't, not that I looked through over every inch, I did not see any markings. So I'm thinking that this may be scannable. I hope it's that old. It's definitely pretty. And again, it just goes to show that, you know, every so often we find a diamond. So I hope that you have enjoyed seeing this. Is this elastic broken? Yes, it is. Anyway, I will be deciding what to do with this fairly soon. I don't know if I have enough vintage wallpaper to put together a bundle like in my Etsy shop or what, but again, I guess there's that whole country of origin issue that faces us, me. Wonder. Too bad I can't hear you. I feel like maybe I could get through the rest. Maybe I should just do the rest of the items. It'll be a longer video, but then I know that I'm done with this. This is going to be a bit of a dog's breakfast in the way it appears here. Oh, here's another one of those baby things. I need my staple puller to get this thing off. So this was that, it's a boy thing, and I think it was intended like as a pendant. So or pennant. No, what do you call it? Bunting? So I kind of picked these butterfly cards with somebody specific in mind. Peony, obviously this will go with my peony journal right over there. I thought this was cool in that it's, you know, kind of a Canadian scene. We have moose that regularly cross our land and have been in our driveway and have pooped by our flower bed. So, oh, and look at these. They are little tiny bags with long handles. Let's see. Oh, the see, it's joined there, so the gusset of the bag will never fully open. But I don't know. I don't know if I would ever do another Christmas journal, to be honest. So we'll see about what happens with that. I thought these tags were really cute. This is purple, so that's reason enough to grab it. So somebody must have been starting to make a card. Oh, tape runner residue there. But this is ribbon. This is embossed. What's not to love? Not sure what these are, but they're a pale green. They have, obviously someone tore them apart on perforated edges. So there's, but again, if the edges are too raggedy, you know, just take a sliver off on the cutter and that's good enough. I need to go through my actual cards. I know that I have probably dozens of thank you cards because I typically after I marry a couple, I include a thank you card in my, in the folder that they get. So I'm thinking I could easily be using thank you cards with orders as well. Some smaller envelopes. What's going on here? Oh, I think I like those watercolor balloons. Again, those would be cute. You know, cut off the happy birthday or cover it with something else. A little too wide probably for a horizontal pocket. 6.5. Yeah, too wide for that. But anyway, I will sort this after the video because you can see, as I've said, it's a bit of a mess. I didn't pre-sort anything here. Cute little envelope, and this is a sympathy thing. This I will use immediately. I don't know if you can tell, there's some little baby feet and some blocks there. Oh, one of those things to raise something up. I would remove that and just use this in one of the baby books. I'll put that right there. Oh, I guess these would be kind of donation envelopes that would have been in this church way back in 2019, you know, to maybe a building fund or something. I thought this was cute and old. Can't tell. This is very sweet. It's like an art card. Canadian artist, Robert Gregson. So obviously his painting of a rusty old pail and looks like a crocus. Got made into cards. I've had these in my garden. They're a bit invasive. Another winter scene. I think I would probably do a winter journal rather than a Christmas journal. After I cut this package open, I thought, oh, you fool, why did you do that? This is made in the U.S. I could have sold that as well, I guess I still can. You know, gift wrap if I wanted to. This would also be extremely easy to fussy cut. And goodness knows I have lots of books with rose pictures, images and illustrations in them. This, I believe, would have been paper wrapped around flowers. Or a potted plant. I love it. I've had it before in like a dark brown on one side and this crafty color on the other. But this is even nicer. Okay, so I'll put that aside and bring out some more. Oh dear. Oh. Another piece of wallpaper got separated. Isn't that a nice one? Now this to me looks vintage, but we also see it's got this at the back. So it's got a copyright on it, so obviously that can't be scanned. Custom border. Minimum order for custom borders 120 yards. Anyway, obviously those are colors I appreciate. And again, a magnolia. I'll show you that in a second. Just trying to bring a few more things up and within reach here. Oh goodness, I probably had more than I thought. Cute little doilies, and I like the fact that these have this big center, because that means that they're going to take dye a bit better without disintegrating. If they get folded around the edge of a page or something, they're more likely to hold together. Some of the very airy designs, of course, are very weak by nature. This says wine bags. Now, Eaton's hasn't been a department store for ages. Don't really care for the heart motif, but, you know, if a person was doing a red journal, that might come in handy. Should also say, well, anyway, I don't know about that. See if I can save parts of that. Christmas. Well, okay, let me show you. So that's a little gift tag. That's the mouth, foot and mouth painter people. This obviously was cut off the front of a Christmas card. This is just simply beautiful. Oh, and it opens that way. Huh. So let's kind of put Christmas together. I love these envelopes quite often. And it's nice too when the design reads portrait, because of course it's easy to turn this into a signature page. The image is right side up, and of course you have the built-in you know, enclosure type thing. So you can either use, well, I'm probably not telling you anything you don't know, slit open the edges and have side-loading pockets, seal this, or leave the sides intact and open it at the top so that you have top-loading pockets in your journal. That would be very easy to use. This is just a laminated or something kind of bookmark. Love that. I just grabbed these bits of Post-it. This has very few sheets. You know, when a person is, when I'm marking things for the live sale or whatever, go through a lot of Post-its, so that's always a plus. Not sure what this, oh, this is a part of a daytimer thing. Cute little papers. Look at those little edges. It's in a pad. It's got lined on one side, and oh, I guess there's a grid on both sides. Very faint little grid, so that's cute. That could be used in a scrappy notepad like this. Don't know what it's from. We like numbers. This is just a pad of paper. Again, it's easy to turn these into scrappy pads, or of course it would take dye well. Okay, what else have we got? Some cards and envelopes. Again, same scenario with those little chickadees. That applies there. Philatelic service. So that's if you're a stamp collector. I don't know how I feel about clowns. Although I was working in one of our outbuildings the other day in what used to be my well, off-site, for lack of a better word, studio. And I came across, it was part of the decor, probably an 8x10 clown face that I had done as a teenager probably. It was a paint by number kit, so the black, you know, velvet background. I should actually bring that in and see if I can repurpose it in some way. Again, just some pretty cards. Used to seeing gnomes at Christmas, but this is apparently gardening gnomes, so that's cool. This is just, okay, that's French. Again, the philatelic. Okay, so this is if you wanted to receive more information on becoming on stamp collecting. I don't think, oh, this is obviously something that someone would have peeled off. No, maybe I'm wrong. I guess it's just intended. I thought it was maybe the front of a card, but apparently not. This is sort of that dot matrix type printer stuff. I have it in a bigger size. I showed you the label one that came in a box yesterday, and now this is another size. These would make cool signature pages. So that's what I'll do after the video. I'll tear these all apart and fold them into signature pages, and they're ready to use. Couldn't find any markings on this box as to, you know, date or anything. These are probably, I don't know if they're the cards that were intended to be in here or not, but, you know, envelopes at the back. Oh, those are poppies. I've never seen poppies that color. See, I don't like cards like that, but that's just me. I thought that was cute. And of course, this is going in Sandy's stuff. Okay. Still more. Sorry, guys. Why do I feel compelled to apologize for showing you lovely stuff? I shouldn't. Okay, typewriter paper. I always pick it up. Look, 29 cents. Oh, 2 sheets. So I'll add this to my typing paper. And of course, we know that the covers, and in this front is really nice and intact. It has that vintagey feel. Don't know, that piece of paper. I have been gravitating, again, because of the baby journals, I've been gravitating to patterns with little kids on them. I just hate when they stamp across the kids for it. But look how cute this one is. Like, this can all be fussy cut. Or this could even end up being the cover of a small journal. And then this one I picked up, I don't know. I guess, I don't know that I would ever do a Wizard of Oz journal, but this is 1997. So it's a fat one. So even if I just use the tissue for wrapping orders, that is, you know, pretty cool. This, these are some labels. Are they sticky? Probably. So this would be a partial pad of return address labels for the Alberta Treasury Branch. So that's an older version of our provincial logo. I thought this was cute. Pig and pen notes. 100 sheets with nylon tip pen. Well, obviously the pen is long gone, but it's bound like it would have been. This would have been the little spine here. And there are these. I don't know if you could tell. If I didn't tell you, would you know that's a pig? Maybe not. But again, cute little paper. This looks so vintagey in those colors. No, made in Japan. We don't know how old this is. There's more garage sale stickers. I found a bunch of these. You see them used in medical offices on the edge of files. So, Mo, some of these are coming your way. Actually, in our group now, we have, I think, is it 3 people that have nicknames of Mo? So, anyway, there's probably enough to share with everyone. Some buff-colored envelopes. I don't know what this... Okay, some berries, so that's cool. Winter scene. Love this one with the buildings. This is a reproduction of somebody's watercolor. Karen Bishop. Oh, 8x8 watercolor on Yupo. So Yupo is that paper that is recommended for alcohol ink. Nice little Madonna type card. Cute little kids with a nativity scene. Cute little lamb there. This one I thought was really sweet. So somebody must have been, you know, maybe retiring or going on a big trip. So all these people signed it. But look how cute that pull type suitcase is. Great, great, great to use on a travel journal. I found some of these. I don't know what they are. It says party, chief, weather. That's a business logo. Job number, date, and page. So this would have... Okay, so these are folios. So a couple of folios of those. Look at this beautiful motorcycle. Definitely perfect for a manly journal. the intricacy, the detail. Oh my goodness, you can practically feel how hot the muffler is. Love this one, again, because of the colors. Easy enough to either cut this out or cover it and put ones, you know, whatever your real message is. And then pick this one up again because of the colors, the ribbon, the glittery bits. Some beautiful burgundy cardstock. Okay, let me move this aside so that I can show you the last little bit. I'll bring it, all up the same if I can without falling out of my chair. Okay, this is the last. Oh no, it's not the last of it. Who am I kidding? Okay. So I don't know if somebody must have priced this for a garage sale or something. I always like buying garage. Oh, the packaging has transferred onto the first sheet. That's kind of cool, like a ghostly effect. But I love grid paper regardless of the size or the color. I love it all. This I thought was kind of cool. Angela, I am kind of learning to embrace mice, I guess. So it says A Merry Mouse Book of Nursery Rhymes. Now we know that I'm into nursery rhymes. So these obviously have great appeal to use as journaling cards. Oh dear. And I don't suppose, yeah, based on what I can see through, they're not going to line up. So that's too bad. But, you know, pretty darn cute. And then, of course, these kinds of pages, the actual pattern pages, could be colored or they could just be folded and become signature pages. $19.81. I'm running out of spaces to put things. Don't know what this is, but it was lying there, unclaimed, so I took it. It's a bit translucent. So again, this is probably the best bet here. Refold it, cut it, make it into 2 signature pages, call it a day. I have a number of these craft style books, and honestly, prices back in the day were kind of crazy. I believe that we had this one as part of a reference for our custom framing business, and the timing would be about right. So again, that's beautiful with that little house there. So again, it's a case of, look, some pansies, you know, cutting out the parts that you want to use as journaling cards and, you know, maybe ignoring the rest. Now, I didn't even flip through these. I just thought that they would have something to offer or be a little more uncommon because they are from Britain. So I suppose I could add this to a live sale. Love this kind of stuff. Wouldn't those make cool page edges? So again, don't really know what's here, except that the magazine is in wonderful condition. Do we have a year, though? You would think that would be one of the... Oh, 2007. So that's getting up there. And then this one, oh, love her. Lady Luck. Ooh. So that's a Christmas issue. This one is, what year is this? 2008. Let's find that lady. Page 32. Fancy. And there are a couple of others that this woman designed. Anyway, those need some more study. Again, can I walk away from anything, baby? This cover is gross, but I thought there were some. Oh my goodness, isn't that old looking? What year is this anyway? Look at those booties. Fussy cut those. I do not see a year. That's kind of strange. Oh, 74, 73, 74. So, yeah, oh my goodness. Can you imagine a baby that in a nursery today? A wee bit over the top. This, 70s, clearly. Building blocks. What the heck are these? They're kind of cute, though. Anyway, obviously, you can see why I grabbed this. The well-dressed boy. Oh my goodness, a hammock. There used to be this slogan about, I guess it was about fitness or weight or something, you know, about pinch an inch. Well, look at that fistful of goodness that he grabbed between his fingers. Baby expressions are priceless. Oh my goodness, old-fashioned long johns with the buttons down the back and the trap door. Anyway, I need to look at this closer and see which parts I can salvage. I just picked this because, oh, great. Somebody, some fool wrote across there. RCMP crest and these cute little Victorian type images. This is, oh, didn't realize there was this on this side. Anyway, it's, these would have been like the cover sheets for these Helen Burgess stitchery kits, and I don't think there's a date on here. This is a Canadian company out of Regina. It's a sketch one. Haven't had a chance to flip through these either, but this is Victorian Decorating and Lifestyle. So I have been collecting stuff for a Victorian journal. However, oh, that's cool. Haven't well-dressed women. Look at that. And we thought Crystal Gale had long hair. Oh, this is let go. Anyway, I will be looking through these in some detail. You can imagine why I took this. These watercolor looking tulips. It says, wait, what does it say? Garden Essentials. So this looks like a vintage seed catalog cover. This is actually from the toll painting days, which would have been, do we have a date here? 1998. So again, I don't know how much of this is actually usable, but probably certain aspects of it could be fussy cut. The pages are pretty glossy, so it could also turn into a glue book after I grab that cover. Okay, what is this? This is kind of an easel calendar of some sort. Oh, and I didn't even, well, I clearly cannot show you all the calendars I grabbed because I've been taking them apart already. I must be doing something wrong here. Okay, this is, it looks like an advent calendar, 23, 24. It's got all these religious images. I don't know what language that is. But obviously it was the imagery. Oh, I guess it's one of those where you flip the calendar over and see the other side. So this needs to be taken apart or fussy cut. This is just a piece of paper. These are well, this is a pad showing, it says a lunchbox guide. So it's got some food imagery, some lists, and on the other side are, you know, I guess some more food and some possible ideas. 2021 Dairy Farmers of Canada. So again, now these may be a bit tall, but you can see that it makes a nice journal card. So this could be in a school journal or a food journal or anywhere at all. Looks like somebody cut this strip off. Must have had a heavy-duty guillotine cutter. Cut this strip off. I'd say that's 2 inches off a whole pad of cardstock. So naturally, I wasn't going to leave that behind. Oh, this is a window cling. I think there's someone in our junk journal group who loves Halloween, so I will be offering that to her. I don't know that I'll really show you what's in. There were these 2 sketchbooks, and I was really hoping that there'd be some unused paper in them, but there really isn't. However, I think the artwork is good enough that it could be used in some way, even if it's just a glue book. Plus, there's always the benefit of these back covers. This one has something interesting in it. This is like, I'm not sure what this is, but you can see that the person was, I don't know, doodling or something. So those elements could easily be added to a collage of some sort. And believe it or not, well, there's a nude without a head, but see, the bad part about doing stuff on both sides is sometimes there's bleed through if the paper is thin. In here, I guess, or was it the other one, is a peacock. So that will probably find its way into a peacock journal. And then finally, the last item is this. Now, it is the cover off a gift box. And now I won't be able to fold this back down. What is holding me up here? I love, even though it's Christmas, I love the graphic nature of this. I didn't realize there was a tape boo-boo here. But wouldn't this make a great, great, great journal cover or 2? How wide is this anyway? So this is 11.5 inches. So yeah, cut it here at 8.5. Cut it here at 8.5. And you've got 2 lovely, resilient journal covers, as well as, you know, cutting off the these sides of the thing. So each of these side pieces of the cover could be cut off at the fold, and then of course they become either pockets or belly band or the basis of a card or whatever. So a lot of mileage to be gotten out of this. And on that note, I am going to say goodbye. Goodness knows I have lots of stuff to put away. My little disaster. Oh, sorry. Thought I was done. And I also picked up some small pieces of upholstery fabric. Sorry, I almost had you dismissed. Like, you know, when class is out. So these obviously all came from the same place. So love when things coordinate. This is a wee bit of a pad. I guess it would have been in a book. So these are pretty neutral colors, so I can see using them as bases. And actually, this is probably a really good idea, because with these, oh, maybe it'll come on. Oh, hey, that is, trust me, this is practically unheard of to have the backing come off so easily. Usually a person has a better chance of getting to the moon than they have of removing the back. Well, that is a pleasant surprise. Now this is an entirely usable piece of fabric. Okay, so that's, I know what to do there. And then there are some bigger pieces. A neutral stripe. You know that I'm going to love and keep this one. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, this goes this way. Keeping these two for sure. I wonder if I could pull this off as easily. Nope. I do have, but I think I'm almost sold out, upholstery kits in my Etsy shop. Time to replenish the stock, though. Anyway, now I'm finally done. Thank you so much for persevering, if you have, right to the end. There is a lot of good stuff here, and thank goodness for that. I mean, I'm trying to be more selective and not bring stuff home that I do not have kind of a clear plan on what I'm going to do with it. And I also need to get my video slush pile, that's what I call it, all like scheduled videos really bumped up. When I was so busy in June, I kind of ran out of pre-taped videos, and that to me is never a place I want to be. It's a scary place, so that you can expect a lot of videos to come your way. And I think just to prove that thrifting has a purpose and is not just an untreatable disease, I should make it my mission to use some of these things up in videos. And in fact, maybe as I'm putting things away, I will make a video pile. Anyway, I've kept you here a long time. I know people as a rule love haul videos. I know I do, because it's always intriguing to me what different people in different parts of the country or the world find in their locale and what the intentions are. So thank you for hanging in. Tell me what your favorite thing might have been in this video. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.